What's going on, y'all? So I've I've done the typical, Skyrim modding thing. I nuked my Skyrim. I ruined it completely, so I had to uninstall everything, get a fresh install of Skyrim, and start remodding it again. So I thought I'd make another video of the process that I go through to get Skyrim to look the way that I have my Skyrim looking, but this time I'll have more in-depth details on what to do, how to do it, and more features like how to use bodyslide, how to install Finis, how to install body physics, how to use OFIT Studios, how to install SKSE. So all the processes that I go through in this video, if you follow this video, as I go along with it, you guys will get the same look and results that I have. But if you don't want the same look as me, but you don't know how to use bodyslide, or you don't know how to install SKSE, or if you don't know how to install body physics, I'll have each of those parts of the videos chopped up into their own video as well, so you don't have to follow along this long video. Just go to my guide, my Skyrim guide playlist, and just go down the list and just look at the different options that I'll have for you. So maybe you'll see something you're not sure about how to use, and maybe one of those sections of this video will be able to help. So other than that, guys, grab a drink because this video is going to be a little long, and yeah, we'll go on this journey together. Okay, so before we get started modding, the first thing I highly recommend you do is you create a shortcut for your Skyrim folder onto your desktop because you're going to be dinging in it a lot when you're modding. So, as you can see, I already have one here, but if you don't know where to go to find it, the path normally for Steam is my computer or this PC for whichever versions of Windows you're using. Then the hard drive that you have it installed on. Oh shoot, hold on, we lost it. Yeah, so the hard drive name of whatever you have installed, program files 86, then Steam, Steam apps, common, and then your Skyrim Special Edition folder, which will look like this as a fresh install. So once you have your shortcut ready, um, the very first step you're going to want to do in modding, I highly suggest, is using the downgrade patcher, because when you first install Skyrim, you're going to get the anniversary edition. Now, in my last video, I explained why you should go to 1.597, which is the very last version of Special Edition before they went to anniversary. And the reason is there's a lot of mods that are abandoned by the mod authors, and they were made for 1.597 and they will not work for anniversary. So you have a wide variety, you have a more wide variety of mods you have access to at 1.597. So in order to downgrade your game to SE, you're going to have to go to the Nexus page, which I already have ready here. You're just going to type in unofficial Skyrim edition downgrade patcher in your search. You just got to type in downgrade patcher and this will show up. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to files. Here you'll have some options. You can do the mod manager or manual. I suggest manual because it's just an executable. You just have to download it, click on the icon, and it'll pop up for you. Now, this is a 3 gig file. I already have this downloaded, so I'm not going to download it again because I do not have the premium, which means I'm limited to 1 megabyte download per second. So 3,000 seconds is going to take a long time. So I already have it downloaded. So once it's downloaded, you're just going to click on it, the executable for it, and this will pop up right here. So this is what it'll look like. When you first turn it on, it should automatically find your Skyrim. If it doesn't, just click on here and just follow that path I showed you for the shortcut for your Skyrim. And just find the folder with the Skyrim exe file. Now, if you're not sure what an exe file is, exe file is just the actual Skyrim itself. So this here is your Skyrim exe. So it's just the main file for Skyrim, like to turn Skyrim on. So once you have it in your right path here, your file path, you're just going to hit start patching, and you're just going to sit there and wait. So I'm not going to make you guys wait. This can take a few minutes, so I'll pause it for a second. Or actually, you know what? Just for the maintained consistency of this video, I won't do that. I'll let it do its thing. We'll just sit here and hang out until it's done. So what the downgrade patcher actually does is it removes the content that was added to Skyrim SE to turn it into AE. And what comes with AE is just a bunch of Bethesda took a bunch of mods and incorporated it officially into the game. So what this is doing is just removing those mods that were added on to Skyrim SE and just taking it right back to the original before they added the other modders' actual mods as an official part of the game. So it's finished. So we are now, you can see it's done all this, it's deleted all this stuff. So we're now at 1.597. So that's it. We're now back to 1.597. And the next thing we're going to want to do is install SKSE. Alrighty, so to install SKSE, it's pretty simple, and it is 100% mandatory that you download and install SKSE for mods. You're gonna need it. It's not hard to install manually. We're gonna walk through it, but you absolutely need this, and you need to make sure you get the right version for your game now that we've downgraded back to Skyrim SE. Now, luckily for us, the people of this site have left the current version of Skyrim Special Edition right here for us to download, so it's easy to find. So you're going to take the current Special Edition build 2.0 or 2.0.20. That's the version of SKSE that we're going to be using, and it's for the game version 1.597. So you're going to hit download. It's going to download. You're going to open up the zip file and click on this. And what you're going to do is take every single one of these folders except the README, because it's not necessary. It just tells you how to install it, but I'm going to show you how to install it. Just going to minimize that. We're going to open up our Skyrim shortcut to our Skyrim folder. And what you're going to do is you're going to drag all these files into here. Now, get out of here, Discord. No. Let me close every quick. Sorry, guys. Trying to do this in one cut so there's no like inconsistencies in my video. So, what's going to happen is because there's already a data folder in my Skyrim folder and there's a data folder here, all you're going to have to do is drag it into this file, and because it has the exact same folder name as the one in here, it's just going to take all of its files and put it in the data folder for you. So don't worry about that. That's pretty straightforward. So like I said, don't take the README file. Take it, drag everything in. Bam. That's it. SKSE is now installed. So from this point on, do not ever, I repeat, ever launch the game from Steam or the desktop item or desktop icon. From this point on, you're going to want to launch the game from this SKSE loader. And another thing I'm going to tell you to do is go into Steam. So you're going to go to your Steam. I'm not going to pop my screen up because I have personal information on my Steam I don't want visible, but I'm going to walk you through it. So go to your Steam library, go to your Skyrim Special Edition and right click on it. Go to Properties, then click on Updates, In your very first section here for updates, you're going to see it say always keep this game up to date, only update this game when I launch it, high priority, always auto update this game before others. The one that you're going to pick is only update this game when I launch it. Make sure you click that, because what's going to happen is if you ever launch your game from Steam or the actual official Skyrim launcher, it will update your game back to Anniversary Edition, and you don't want that, or you'll have to use the downgrade patcher again. If you launch the game from your SKSE loader, it will not update your game. So always launch it from your SKSE loader. Plus, if you don't launch with SKSE loader, your mods won't work neither. So what I do is I usually just make a desktop shortcut. So you just click here, make a shortcut, and I pin it down here. You can make it a custom item if you or icon if you want. As you can see, this is my Skyrim and this is my fallow. I just know where it is. You can make it you can make it a Skyrim icon if you want, but just make a shortcut on your desktop or put it on your toolbar down here. Wherever you know you're going to find it, just do not launch the game from Steam or the official launcher icon. I can't stress that enough. So, as a demonstration, I'm going to double click on Steam or SKSE loader. It's going to do its thing. Bam, see, it launched the game. Now, to make sure that we have it installed properly, what you're going to want to do then is hit the tilde key. It's the far left button that should be right underneath your escape button next to your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons. So you're going to hit the tilde key, the console command menu is going to come up, and all you're going to type is git SKSE, git SKSE all in one word, no space, hit enter, bam, and that's going to tell you that you have Skyrim SKSE successfully installed for the version of your game. And that's it for installing Skyrim SKSE. So after you have that installed, we're just going to exit again. Quit. Yes. And then the next thing I like to do once I have SKSE installed is some basic mods, and we'll start off with that next. Okay, so from this point, I like to start off with a few minor mods, some cosmetic mods, and the UI mod. So from this point, I'll start off with Sky UI. And don't worry, I will always visit the web page for you guys to be able to see what you have to do there. Don't worry. So let's go to Sky UI. Click on this. And before you ever download another mod and try to install it, remember, always check the mod requirements. So in order to use Sky UI, which is essential for almost all your mods that have anything to do with menus, so this is a must-have mod. Make sure you check the requirements, and as you can see, requirements for this mod are SKSE, and mods requiring this file, meaning mods that require Sky UI, are all these mods. So these aren't what we're trying to download. So this section is irrelevant. Just remember what the actual requirements for the mod you're using is, which is SKSE, but we already have that installed. So what you'll do is you go to Files. This you can download with the mod manager, so click this, and it'll just give you another reminder of the requirements that you need. Go to download and then hit slow download unless you've paid for the premium. Hit fast download. Once that's installed, you will go to your mod manager and hit enable, and Sky UI is installed. Now the next mod I like to use is an alternative start mod, so you don't have to go through that long cutscene and little bit of exposition before you can make your new character. And the mod that I use is let's see, Realm, R-E-L. I know I'm spelling this wrong. Realm of Lockhand, I believe it's called, right here. So I'll show you guys that on the Nexus. How am I spelling that wrong? Hold on, guys. I'm terrible at spelling. Sorry. Um, Realm, R-E-A-L-M. Okay, my dumbass. R-E-A-L-M. So Realm of Larkhan, however you want to pronounce that. So this will just start you off in this little floating island area in its own space. There's minor things you can do like change a bit of your stats and stuff while you're in here, but essentially it helps you, allows you to skip all of that stupid cutscene stuff. So remember, check requirements. This mod does not have any known dependencies, so you don't need anything for it. Just hit the same old thing here, mod manager, and then slow download and do your thing. So once it's done downloading, come here, enable. That's installed. Now the next thing I like to do is race menu, and it's right here, and we'll check out that on the Nexus page. Bam. So same old thing, mod requirements. This mod does not have any known dependencies, so you don't need anything to install it. So you do the same old thing here. Complete overhaul of character creation menu, including new customization features. Requires SKSE, Anniversary Edition, or greater, and game version. See, so this is where you're going to have to start paying attention here. So you can see that this is for the Anniversary Edition, which we do not have. We have the Skyrim SE 1.597. Now, as you can see here, complete overhaul of the character menu, including customizations, and greater, and game version 165. So we don't want that. Download edition file VR. Nope. So that means we want an older version, but let me find it because I have it on my Nexus here. Thank goodness. So for anyone here looking, you want version 04.16. So let's see if we can find that on the Nexus. Let's see here. I forget already what it's called. 0416. 0416. So this one here. You want this one right here. Race menu special edition version 0-4-16. This is the one that will work for 1.597. So once you have that installed, hit enable, and it'll give you a little prompt here to enable all. Just enable all. Now once I have about 3 or 4 mods installed, I'd like to test the game mode first. The last thing you want to do is install like 10, 15, 20 mods all at once, start the game, and your game crashes. Because now you got to play the detective game of finding out which of those 20 to 15 mods that you just installed is crashing your game. So if you limit yourself to about 3 or 4 mods, it's easier to rule out and find out which mod is crashing your game, uninstall it, and figure out why it's doing that. So we will launch the game. Remember, launch from SKSE loader. I just happen to have it right here for a shortcut. The game will start. Now, I still have my old save files from the cloud from when I destroyed my game, so don't worry about that. We're going to start a new game. And there you go. Race menus working. Blue, 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 blue. So you got all these options here. You can change the mouth and eye sizes and all that stuff. We're going to get more into the cosmetics later, but I just wanted to get the basic stuff down first. So create your character, name it whatever. And this is the new area you'll start off with. Now each of these crystals will give you a new place to spawn at. So you can spawn at Helgen. You can spawn at red whatever, white run. So let's just do a little quick test. So here we go. We spawn in front of right one, white run, and we skipped all of that other stuff. This will give you an alternative start, like start to the main quest as well. So instead of going through all that crap with the dragon attack, I'll do an attack and stuff. What you'll do is from this point, just go right to the Jarl or White Run, talk to him, and that'll start the main quest. So that's working. And so the next thing we'll move on to is body mods and using Bodyslide Studios, and I'll show you guys how to use that. Alright, so at this point, this is where I start to like to mess with the cosmetics for the characters and changing the body type. So what we're going to start off with is changing the actual body. So we're going to want to install Bodyslide. So we want Bodyslide Outfit Studio. We'll go on the Nexus and check that out. And I'm going to show you guys how to use it, because I've actually gotten a surprising lot of comments on my videos on how to use Bodyslide. So Bodyslide Outfit Studios, bam, files. Let's make sure. See, the good thing about me still having all my mods installed is I can see what version will work with 1.597. So we want 5.60. And to check the game version, it's usually right here, 5.61. It does not include any data. It doesn't look like it's a hard requirement, like it has a different like AE version, so this one should still work. But let's see, 5.60 is on here still. Yep, 5.60. So to be safe, you can download this version if you want, because we know it will work for 1.597. And same old thing, Mod Manager, download it, and then install it. So we'll go here, Bodyslide, enable. So we're good with that for now. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is install a body type. So there are a bunch of different body types. There's CBBE, UMP, Touched by Debella, a few other ones too. I'm not really familiar with the other ones, but my body type of choice is Touched by Debella. So we'll go to that. So we got Touched by Debella. So we'll go to the Nexus page. Touched. And you can see Touched by Debella pops up. So let's see requirements. This mod has no known dependencies. So we will click here. Touched by Debella, underwears, nude, and physics options are included in Bodyslide. So we have another thing here. So texture normal maps. So download the main body mod first. Same old thing. Slow download. Wait for that to finish downloading. Then we'll go to Touched by Debella. Enable. So we'll have a few options here. So we have the main one, which you'll want obviously. Race menu morphs. So what this will do, it will add body slide options in race menu itself in game, specifically for Touched by Debella body. There's also a generic one in the race menu also as well that'll let you do tweaks to any body you have installed, but this one's made specifically for Touched by Debella, so you'll have a bunch more options. Physics files, download this. This is minor physics, but we will get in depth to more advanced physics mods later. But for now, install that. And this is just craftable underwears if you want to have craftable underwears, and you'll have a bunch of options once this is installed. So we'll finish. And okay, now we have our body mod installed. Now, in order for this to show up in game, we're going to have to use Bodyslide Studio. And I'll show you guys how to get there. So, this is one of those instances where, oh, we can close that now. We can close this now. We are going to want to go into your Skyrim folder, which is why you want a shortcut to make it easier to get to. So to get the Bodyslide Studio, you'll click on Skyrim folder, click on Data, then go down to Caliente Tools, Bodyslide, and this is where you want to be. Now, you want to click on Bodyslide times 64-bit, which is what Special Edition is running on. Hit that. Now, it's your first time. It's going to ask you what game you're trying to use it for. We're going to click Skyrim Special Edition to choose. No, wait, why is it telling me Fallow 4? Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Game not found. Select data folder manually. Okay, so it just wants me to find the game for it. It didn't find it. So we'll go through the path. This PC, click on the hard drive that it's installed on. Like I said, program 86. Then go to Steam. So where is Steam at? Steam. Then we'll click on Steam Apps. Then Common. Then Skyrim Special Edition. And this is where the data folder is. Select folder. Then choose game. There we go. So now we have it. So once you have Touched by Debella installed, or any other body mod you have installed, example CBBE, like I said, UMP, what you're going to want to do is go to here, to this little search bar up here. Since we're using Touched by Debella, we're going to type in TOUCHE touched. Just to start, it's the keywords. Hold on a sec. Touched by Debella, see if it goes this way. Or actually, you know what? Let's do this and see if this works. So here we go. So TBD is its acronym. So whenever you're going to look for it, type in TBD and bam. So when we installed Touched by Debella, that mod itself actually converted all of the armors and outfits to the Touched by Debella body. So all these things here, so let's see, for example, let's find an outfit here. Armors. So look at, you get a whole bunch of sliders. So preview. See, as you can see, it's been changed to a more shapely armor. But what you're going to want to do is type in for a shortcut, and so you have two options here. CBP, you have Touched by Debella body nude, Touched by Debella CP. This is a collisions physics mod. We don't have it installed yet, so we're not going to click on that body type yet. And then so we're going to click on this. You don't have to do this because there are other options. So for YouTube's sake, we're going to find the actual body type that does not have any nudity in it. Where is this? UNT. Let's see if we can find underwear. Body nude, underwear, vanilla. So hit preview. So here we go. So this is technically this is what it will look like when you have no armor on. You'll have this on here. Now if you did the nude version, none of this would be here. The bra and the underwear is here. But just for YouTube purposes, we're going to go with this body. So to get this to show up in game, you're going to want to hit build. Before you hit build, remember to hit this here, mesh, actors, characters, blah, blah, blah. Click that. You always want to click it. And build morphs. And then just hit build. And that's it. That body type, this body here, will now show up in game. Now, if you want, let's make this a little smaller here. You can pluck around with the body settings here. So let's say you want to make the body more slim. As you can see, as I move these sliders, it'll make it slim or thicker, like here, but really huge. Whoa, whoa! As you can see, you can change all of these proportions, and you can go beyond 100%. So you have 100% max, but if you manually do it, like let's see, look for 500%. Whoa! Just for funny sakes, but yeah, you don't have to do that, but you just get tons of options. You can go negative if you want, so you can do like negative 200. Yeah, as you can see, that happens. But yeah, you can play around, try and find any of the settings you want, and you've got all kinds of different options. As you can see here, to where I don't want to say the word keywords for YouTube, but as you guys can see, this is for low weight. This is for high weight. When you are in race menu, you can change the character's weight scale from 0 to 100. I always just work on 100 scale. It's just easier. But yeah, like really huge. You can change the shapes, all kinds of stuff. So you can just play around with that. Now, once you get the shape that you want, so let's say, for instance, as a joke, let's do that. Say you want that to be saved. What you can do is you can go to Save As, and here you can type in whatever you want. So as a keyword, and you can add this to all your armor, so you can make all your clothing, all the armors in the game fit this preset. So you hit save, and then hit save again. That's it. Now this will always save. This is your custom. So you see how you have your default for your preset here, and if you go, you can. This is your custom preset. So if you want all the armors that you have for Touched by Debella to look like that, just go back to the search here and type in TBD. And when you do that, all of the stuff that's converted to Touched by Debella will show up here. These are all the armors and clothing in the game. And if you want to change, like if you want these changes to apply to all of these armors, you'll just go down here to batch build while you still have your keyword in the search here. And all these armors will show up. And just hit build. Now, what will happen is, because this game, these clothings have physics, but we don't have the specific physics mod installed yet. It'll give you two options, one without physics, one with physics for the bodies. CBPC is a mod we will be installing later, but if you don't install it, just go with the normal one, and then just hit OK, and it'll regenerate and build all the armors to that. So if you want them to reflect that, so look, we have that built. We already hit build for the body itself. We'll go in game and we'll check out the changes. So we're in game, and as you can see, the body's been built. Leave me alone. So you can see the chest area is stupid big, but this was just for an example. Leave me alone, guards. God damn it. But yeah, so that's the body mod installed. The next thing I like to do is work on the face, because as you can see, that looks horrendous. So the next thing we'll do is we'll work on getting the face to look a lot nicer. So what I like to start off with is high poly head which is it adds more polygons to the face to make it look nicer. So let's go back to my mod manager here because I don't know if it's on here. I think it's an off-site thing. Okay, so yeah, it's an off-site thing here. So let's go to here. Go to Google. I'm just going to type in Skyrim SE, HIG, Holly head. Okay, so you're going to want to click on the first one that popped up here, and it's on it's an off-site web page called Vectors Plexus. You will have to sign up for it. It's pretty easy to sign up for it. It's just like Nexus. It's just an alternate place to get mods. The only thing is when you download mods from here, it won't automatically download to your Nexus mod manager. It'll be a manual download, but I will show you how to add mods that don't automatically download to your Nexus mod manager. I'll show you how to add them to your Nexus mod manager. So once you're signed up, you'll hit download. Am I even logged in here? I'm not logged in. I can't remember my login for now, but once you're signed up and you're logged in and you download this, I'll show you guys how to get the mod installed into your game. So what I like to do from this point is when I'm making, like when I have mods that have to be downloaded and added to Nexus manually, or Vortex manually, let's close that, is I like to make another folder called non-Nexus mods. So non-Nexus mods. I'm going to put 2 because I already have one downloaded or made, but this is just for, your guys' sake. So once you have high poly head downloaded, what you're going to do is take the archive file, and this is how you're going to add mods manually to Nexus Mod Manager. Not install to your game manually, but add your mod to Nexus Mod Manager so the Mod Manager can install it to your game. So, like I said, I like to make an empty folder called non-Nexus mods. So, like mods that I download manually, I'm going to slip it in here. Then we're going to go back to our mod manager here. And then we're going to actually sorry, I don't want to skip ahead. Let's make sure there's any requirements. So, mod requirements, race menu, expressive face gen morphs, expressive facial animations male, and expressive facial animations female. I'm pretty sure I have those here. So expressive animations female edition. And yeah, so the male, I'm using a female character, so I don't need the male version. So before we install high poly head, let's just make sure there's no requirements for these mods. Access mods. And now this is fallow. I don't want fallow. Female edition and requirements. Fair skin. So this isn't necessary. This is just a skin texture mod. I'm telling you right now, you don't have to use this, but I will be using a skin texture mod. So disregard this. I'm telling you right now, you can use this mod without this requirement. So we'll install this. And as you can see, if you have a mod that actually requires another mod and you don't have it, you'll get a notification here saying missing masters. So because I'm not missing any masters, that skin texture wasn't a requirement. So now that's installed, And then let's see, um, so facial animations, female edition, male edition, and face morphs. So we have that here, and we'll just check the mod requirements here. Face gen morphs, bam, requirements, race menu. We already have race menu installed, so we're good to go. So we'll hit install this. See here, unresolved mod conflicts. Expressive face gen morphs, touched by Debella. So don't worry about mod conflicts right now. We'll go over that in a little bit. But for now, just don't worry about it. This isn't really going to affect your game right now. So now that these two are installed, we're going to install a high poly head. And I'm going to show you how to manually add mods to your Nexus Mod Manager. So what you're going to do is come up to here to install from file. And we're going to look for our mod that we made, the manager that we made. And that's on my desktop. And then we'll click in non mods 2. And here we are. We're inside the non-Nexus mod file 2 that we made. And here's our high poly head. You're just going to click on that and then hit open. And as you can see, it's deploying. And here we go. Mod is installed like as if Nexus installed it for you, or added it to Vortex Mod Manager for you. So we've got some things here. Special edition is the core, face morphs, vanilla. We don't have any. Oh, we have this expressive face gen morph, and then facial animations, female. We have that one installed, and we don't have any of these installed. We don't have any of these installed, and just leave that how that is, and finish. Hit enable. And so the next mod, cosmetic mod for the face I like to use is a mod called Botox. Sorry, Botox. And as you can see here, we'll check it out on the mod manager page. Botox for Skyrim. Check the requirements. This mod does not have any dependencies. Facelifts all female heads in Skyrim. Faux mod version. KSI hair or KS hair is included. That'll change the hair. So what this will do is it'll change the face of your characters or all the NPCs, and it'll give them custom hairs. So hit mod, same old thing here. Slow download, and then we'll go to our thing here. Install, enable. Let it do its thing. So you'll get a foam mod menu here. Now, I don't have any of these installed, so don't click them. Just get Skyrim unless you have some of these mods installed. But if you're following my video, you shouldn't have any of these other mods installed. So just go with this. Go to choose textures. Now, because this mod comes with its own custom skin textures, but we're not going to use this mod skin textures. We're going to use our own later. So you're going to go to no textures, finish. Let that install. And then we're going to do one more mod before we launch the game, and that's we're going to add our own skin texture. So we're going to hit the pure CBBB and UMP skin texture 4K and 8K. This is a skin texture we're going to be using. We're going to go to mod, and then we're going to go to the pure, and here, right here, and requirements, Nexus mod requirements, Caliente beautiful body enhancers. So this isn't a requirement neither. We're using Touched by Debella, which is an alternate type of CBBE body, but it's not. So none of these are. You don't need these because we already. It's basically saying use a custom body, and we're already using one. So none of these are necessary because we have Touch by Debella installed. So you can download this without worrying. Make sure it's the CBBE version because we're using Touch by Debella and Touch by Debella is similar to CBBE. This one will work. If you download the UMP one, you'll have invisible lines on your character. So make sure you get the CBBE version. And you guys know the drill. Hit that, slow download. Once it's done downloading for you guys, enable. And depending on how good your PC is, you'll either use the 4K or the 8K version. I'm going to use the 8K version. Default, so you got different options here for like the hairs down below. I just go with default. And depending on like if your character is thin, thick, go according to this. Touch by Debella tends to be a little bit muscular, so you can hit muscular. And for here, wet, glossy, this is just how you want the skin to look. Do you want the skin to look wet? Do you want it to look glossy? But we're not going to pick any of these because we have our own custom skin texture. So we're going to just go with no gloss. And then I just go with default on this one. And then mouth. So what this will do is give you a character better looking, higher resolution teeth and tint marks. So it'll make makeup on your character's face look a little better. And hit finish. So now that that's installed, we're going to do a test run on our game. Hit continue, and we'll see the little update to our face. Let's just get away from the guards real quick. See, as you can see, the character looks a lot better. But what you're going to want to do is open up the race menu. So when you have race menu installed, you're going to hit the tilde key and you're going to type in show race menu. Hit enter. You're going to come into the character customization here. So we have high poly head installed, but you have to select it now. So you're going to want to go to face and you're going to go all the way down to actually, I went to the wrong section, sorry. I want to go to head. And then you're going to go to face part. And you can see it says Skyrim ESM female Downgrading high poly head. So as you can see, face part number 3 is high poly head. Don't worry about the seams around the necks and stuff. We'll get that changed up later. But as you can see, high poly head makes you don't really see that much of a difference until you start adding face presets to your character. So yeah, high poly head's installed, and yeah. So don't worry, like I said, don't worry about the seam and the difference in the face and the look. We'll fix that up later. But yeah, so now we've got a bit of the cosmetic mods installed. So what we'll do next is we'll do some actually, you know what, before I end this, since we're already using body slide, I'm going to show you how to add armors to it and get it to fit your character before we end this video, or end this section, sorry. Let's go to Nexus. Well, I mean, I already have armors installed here, so let's do here, I know a good one. Let's find something that's not too dark disciple. Here, we'll add this dark disciple here. So we'll go here, and then we'll click on here, and type in DIC. How come that's not showing up here? We'll just click on the mod out there, user files. He's got a bunch of touch by the Bella conversion armors already, but here we go. So this is what we're going to use as our demonstration. Mod requirements, touch by the Bella, we already have that. Files, you'll click download. Same old thing, guys. Click on this, slow download, bam. And then we'll go to Dark Disciples. We'll enable it. Dark Disciple. You can either have it replace, I think it's like the what you call it, places the Dark Brotherhood armor, or you can have it as a standalone. I always pick the standalone. And now that's added. So to make things easier to find armors and weapons that you download, I do recommend adding another mod called Add Item. Add Item menu, but we'll worry about the... Actually, no, let's install that now, so it makes it easier to get that armor we just installed. So we'll go here. Add item. This makes finding armors and items from mods super duper easy. Requirements, UI extension, and we already have SKSE installed, so we'll go and get UI extension. Let's check the requirements for UI extension. Skyrim script extender, so with SKSE, we already have that. So we'll click on this. UI extension, let's just make sure. UI extension version 1.20. Version 1.20. So we know it's going to work for our version of Skyrim. So you guys know the drill. Mod manager download, slow download, and then install this. That's enabled. That now means we can go to add item and add that. Enable. So now that we have Dark Disciple installed, I'm going to show you how to create it in Bodyslide Studio so it shows up as your custom character that you made earlier. So again, we're going to go into Skyrim Special Edition, pull that over here, Data, Caliente Tools, Bodyslide, and then Bodyslide 64. Now, just like SKSE Loader, I recommend you make a shortcut for this too, so you don't have to do what we just did and go through a bunch of menus. So I have a shortcut down here, as you can see. This is a shortcut for Bodyslide for Skyrim, and this one's for my fallow. So we'll click on this. Bam, it shows up. Now, if you want to find it, we'll type in here DARK for Dark Disciple, and as you can see, it shows up here. So let's see here, Dark Disciple Black, CBPC, which is the collisions and physics. Hit the mesh and stuff down here. We'll do a preview. Now this is the base body. Now if you go to here to default, sometimes, and I don't know why it does this, it won't, sometimes your preset won't show up for some armors that you download. I don't know why it does that. So what I recommend is, once you do have your desired slider sets, when you get to an instance where your thing's not showing up, just take like a picture or something of what your sliders are, and then just do them for here. And once you have your specific slider sets done, like your options here, you'll just hit build. And because there's two different versions for this, there's a black version and a red one, you'll just go to batch build, and all the items with the keyword dark that we put in our search will show up here. And we'll just hit this. Now you'll see once we do this, a couple options will show up. There's a CBPC version, which is a physics mod with collision, and then SMP, which is another physics mod where it'll just be your own body weight moving, certain parts of your body, versus CBPC, which is actually collisions. So like if your hand happens to go up past your chest, you'll move that part of your body, versus that not doing so with SMP, where your body will just move from your body movement itself. We don't have any physics mods installed yet, so we're just going to click on the normal versions and hit OK. And there we go. It's built it. So let's go in game now and test it out. Hit continue. Now, once we install add item, we should get a notification saying that items have been added to our add item SE pack added. So what that is you'll go to your items, and as you can see here, add item pack, click on it, and you'll get two spells. These are powers, so you'll take those two books from that menu. You'll go to items, go to the books, read both of them, and then you'll go to your magic section and go to powers, and there they are. Add item menu and add item search. So you can go to search and use that power, and you can search in keywords, whether it's colors, the actual name of an item, or you can just go here to the add item menu, bam, and you just use your power and it shows up. So everything in the game as will show up in this item. So every time you download a new mod, it'll show up here, and you can just look in it and get all the items straight from the mod itself. So as you can see, these are the items we just downloaded. So we'll just take the red versions for now, just to show you guys how it works. And go to items. And there you go. Now if you want this to look different, you'll just go into Bodyslide Studios and change the sliders to make whatever you want, bigger, smaller, thicker, taller, whatever you want to do. Or you can go to show race menu, and you can go to here, touched by the Bellamorphs, and you can change all kinds of stuff here. So let's say you want to change like your character's weight and stuff. So weight's at half. As you can see, I just added more weight to the character. From here you can go and go crazy. You can do whatever you want. Chest up, huge if you if you want, or you can make them smaller. Same with your butt, arms, legs. You got tons of options here on top of what you can do inside of Bodyslide as well. And as you can see, that because I didn't match up the same slider sets as my actual main body, the chest is bigger here than when I had the armor equipped it. But that's how you use Bodyslide. So I'll show you guys another thing, and that's how you add presets to Bodyslide. So I have my own presets on the Nexus. So if we go here and go type in Majestic, I have two Bodyslide presets here. I'm not going to click on them because it's going to show a photo that might get me in trouble on YouTube, but I already have the presets saved on my computer here. So once you download a preset, a body slide preset. So let's say you're on the Nexus, you see somebody's body preset for their character, and you're like, I like the shape of that body, and they have a preset available. What you'll do is you'll go on their page, you'll manually download the file. Um, let's see here, because I know I saved the preset files somewheres. Oh, there they are. I just couldn't see them. It was hidden like here in all the brightness. But yeah, so I have my own presets. So these are a bunch of presets that I have made. But here is my preset right here from the Nexus Mod Manager. So what you'll do is if you want a specific body type, hold on, I'll try and do some magic here so you guys can see. So this is my body preset. This is what your character's shape will look like inside the game. So let's say like you were okay, no, that's got clothing on, but let's say like, oh, I like that armor. I want my character's body to look like that. What you'll do is you'll go to my page, you'll go to files. It's a manual download, slow download. And then here's the file here. I also have it on my computer already, but just to make it easier to show you guys how to do this without there being any cuts in my video. Once you have my file downloaded, you will click on your Skyrim folder, and then you'll go to Data, Caliente Tools, Body Slide, and then you'll look for Slider Presets. So here we go, Slider Presets. What you're going to want to do is just take my file and just drag it in there, and that's it. So then next time you open up Body Slide, you should see, let's see here, Spider Bella. Let's see here. I'm sorry if this is taking long, guys. I'm just trying to be as thorough as possible. Just to make things quicker here. Nude. Huh. Why isn't that showing up in my preset folder? That's odd. Caliente Tools, Body Slide. It's there. I don't understand why it's not showing up. This is odd. Huh. Okay, then we have a mystery to solve here. All right, let me see if I can just make a just a random one here. So this is the default. UND. Underwear vanilla. Preview. So let's see here. Let's see here. I just want to make sure that it's saving. So really huge. Just do something ridiculous. So save. Let's close it. Open it back up, and let's see if it's saved. Yep. So really huge. Okay, so it's saved. I'm probably just gonna have to custom put my ones in again, but it's saved now, so you can see how my slider settings saved here. as default. But basically, I don't know why it's not working the way it should. But whenever you download somebody's body preset folder files, you just take it and put it into your slider presets here. Why it's not showing up, I'm not sure. I wonder if I have to type in Touched by Debella. Let me rename this. Touched by Debella dash. Let's see if that does the trick. It's been a while since I've tinkered with this, but we'll all troubleshoot together. Still not showing up for some reason. Oh well, we'll figure that out later. But like I said, it's saved, so if you want your preset to be saved on your own, just do what you got to do. Change your body slide settings to whatever you want, and then while you're on the default, just hit save, and it'll save your settings for now. But yeah, that's how you use Bodyslide Studios. So the next thing we'll be working on is installing ENBs and making the game look a hell of a lot better than it looks now. Alright, so next we're going to be installing an ENB, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It'll involve some off-site, off-nexus places to go to get the ENB, but it's really easy, really simple. So let's go pop this up. We'll go to Google, then we'll type in Skyrim ENB in the Google search, and TES Skyrim SE right here is what we want. And we're going to go down to right here. Now these are the latest versions of the ENB series. Now there's two things that come with an ENB. There's the ENB series, which is this here, and then there's an ENB preset. So there's two differences. The ENB series is almost like the host that will combine with the ENB preset to give you the lighting effect that you want. So ENBs drastically change the way your game looks, but it can also drastically change the way your game performs too, depending on how powerful your PC is. So keep that in mind. But to start off with, you always want to install the ENB series first, and you always want to get the latest version, and the latest version will always be the top number here. So we want version 0.494. It'll take you to another page. This is all gobbledygook. Don't worry about it. Just scroll all the way down to the very bottom till you see the downloads tab here. Hit it, and bam, download. So what you'll do is you'll open up the archive. Let's minimize this. And once again, open up your Skyrim folder. Just pull it over here. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on the wrapper version of the ENB series, and you're going to take all of this stuff except the two text files. So these, the README and the licensing. You don't need those. Those are just texts. They do nothing for the game. So if you want to just bring them, pull them all in because you want, you can. You don't have to. Now, because there's a data folder in this archive folder and there's a data folder in your Skyrim's folder, what's going to happen is, because they're two folders with the exact same name, when you pull this stuff over here, all the stuff in this data folder will automatically copy itself into this data folder. So just overwrite anything it asks you to overwrite. So we're going to pull them all over here to your Skyrim main game folder. And of course, because we have two data folders and that one's going to overwrite what's in this data folder, just go to replace the files in this destination. And that's it. You now have the ENB series installed. So now that we have the ENB series installed into the game, we're going to want to get a preset. And there's two ENB presets that I switch back and forth from. And one is Berserker and another one is Pai Cho. Berserker just had some updates to it, and it's not really working the way I wanted to on my one, and that might be my fault. But I know Pai Cho is working for sure, so we're gonna go with the Pai Cho one. So we'll go back here to let's click on the Nexus here. Bam. Go back to Skyrim Special Edition, and I'm just gonna type in Pai-Cho, and it's one of the main ones right here. So this ENB is really good for interior lighting. It's nice for exteriors, but it's not. I like Berserker for the exterior, but Berserker for some reason, like I said, it's not working for me properly. It hasn't been, so I've been sticking with Pai Cho for now. And with Pai Cho, there or with any ENB presets, you're gonna get some that are simple, and then there's some that give you a bunch of different options. So if we click on the files here, you're going to see there's a whole bunch of different presets. So don't get intimidated by them. What they are is basically whatever weather mod you like using. There's an ENB kind of to go with some weather mods. So there's vanilla weathers. There's Pai Cho for Nat ENB 2 or 3, sorry. Cathedral weathers. I normally use Obsidian weathers, so we're going to go with the Obsidian weather version. And again, it's another manual install, and you're basically just going to copy what you did with the ENB series to install it onto your Skyrim folder. So this is the one we want. I want Pai Cho Hyper Edition for Obsidian Weathers. So we're going to click manual download, and let me just go up here real quick to the description. Like I said, always check the requirements. Now for here, all of these are not required. What these are is it's letting you know you need one of these weather mods to get the intended effect, other than ENB helper, which is a hard requirement. You need this, but you don't need this. You don't need this. You need one of them. You don't need them all. These are all weather mods, and you can't use two weather mods at the same time. So it's just saying pick one of these weather mods. And like I said, we're gonna go with Obsidian Weathers. So we're going to go back down and go to Obsidian Weathers Edition. So that means once you install this edition, you also need to install Obsidian Weathers in your mod manager, and we'll do that too. That's something you can do right off the Nexus. So we're going to manual download, and just for the sake of the video, I'm going to open up a tab for Obsidian Weathers too, because we're going to be installing that. But yeah, we're going to continue to download. And we're going to go to slow download, of course. It's not a big file though, so it won't take long to download at all. While it's doing that, I already have Obsidian Weathers on here. So, like I've been showing you, just download it, install it. So Obsidian Weathers, we're going to enable. And that's there, that's installed. So that's installed. Let's check out our download. Let's go back here. And we're going to check this out. And we're going to open up the archive. And once again, all we're going to do is sometimes they give you different options. So you have a performance option. So if you don't have a very powerful PC, you'll just click on there and you'll have these are the different ones. So very high, medium, low, default. Oops, sorry. So Skyrim SE folder. You see you have ENB series here. So basically all you're going to do, so this is just the basic. It's not a performance friendly option. It's just the basic one. So what we'll do is we'll click on that, and then we'll grab all of these 3 files. And as you can see, we've already got an ENB series folder, and there's an ENB series folder here. This one has the specific lighting tweak settings for his for Pai Cho's lighting. So once you pull this over, it's going to change the settings in this one for him. And if you ever are going to install another ENB, let's say you install it and you don't really like the lighting, I'm going to show you what you do to uninstall an ENB so you can reinstall another one. So we're going to drag these over, allow it to overwrite anything it wants. Okay, and that's it. So we now have Obsidian Weathers installed. We have ENB PyCho's preset for Obsidian Weathers. Now, in the case that you're not happy with the lighting, you don't like how the ENB looks, I'll get out of here, Discord. What you can do is you just delete all the ENB files. So if you ever want to remove your ENB and start new, you're going to highlight ENB series. You're going to highlight the d3d11.dll file, the file underneath it, d3d compiler 46e dll, and in all of these files here that say ENB, right to that. Make sure you don't delete anything else. Once we launch ENB, there will be another folder for ENB, I believe, but just look for all the files that say ENB on them. And these two files here, these two DLL files. Don't delete this top one, just delete these. Just keep an eye on that. If you ever need to refer back to this video, just refer back to this video before you delete anything if you're not sure. And basically, you would just right click on it and hit delete. And then you would take your ENB series, remember that what we downloaded, the ENB series folder, and you're just going to open that back up and just throw that back into your Skyrim folder for a blank slate, and then find another preset and just overwrite it like we just did here. Simple enough. So we now have the ENB series installed, and we have overwritten the ENB series with an ENB preset, which was PyCho's. Now, when we go back to his page, always read, because even though he had recommendations here, there could be more things that he has done to it, or any other mod author too. So always just check here and see if there's anything else they recommend you install. So like here, installation and discussion. Install ENB helper. Yes, we know that. PyCho, yeah. Install ENB binaries. Install ENB particle patch. So he suggests you install the ENB particle patch, and I think I might have that already here. ENB. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, let's get rid of this. See, there's an old Berserker file here for ENB. I don't want that on there. We don't want that there. No, get out of there. Disregard that. Pretend that this never happened right here. Particle patch. Particle patch for ENB. So I already have this installed. I don't know how. Yeah, that's weird that that's installed. But yeah, so just go on to the page. I'll still walk you guys through it. So ENB particle page or patch. Click on it. You'll go here. It's this one here. Files. Actually, you know what? Ooh, it's a good thing I'm going to walk you guys through this, because we want to make sure we get the right version. So you want version 1.2.3, and that's for Skyrim Special Edition. So let's find that here, 1.2.3. So it's this one here, 1.2.3. Make sure you download this one. That way we know it will work for version 1.597. And then you just hit Mod Manager. You know what to do from there, and install it. So from there, particle patch, interior lighting mod. So Lux, we can use Lux, and enhance lighting FX if you want to use that. So for the video purposes, we're going to open it up in a new tab. And we're going to check this out. So Lux, what Lux does is it casts light rays through windows. It'll add lanterns, like almost like street lights throughout Skyrim. So, you know, the main roads, they'll all have like lanterns set up along the roads, almost like street lights of today, but, you know, back in their time. So remember, always check requirements. So Lux VIA is required for this. So check it out. And like I said, here we go. See, it sort of adds like lanterns along the main parts of the road, almost like street lights. It's really cool immersive mod, and I like it a lot. And yeah, so we'll download this. Make sure we check the requirements for this. This mod does not have any dependencies. So we'll come here, Lux, main, foam mod. So you want this one. I already have it installed, or not installed, but downloaded. So do that. Download this, install it, then come to the other Lux one here that we originally clicked on. Get the main file, download and install it. So let's see here. I'm pretty sure I have Lux here. Yep, so I have Lux here. So we'll install this. And see here, ENB resources. Lux resource pack includes both lanterns and post-resource assets ENB Lite compatible version. So we're using the ENB, so I would just go with the ENB. And then this one is the resources. No ENB Lite version. So we'll go with the first version. Less lanterns, so you can just make it less lanterns so they'll spread more out. I have no idea what the He-Man patch is. I've never clicked it. These are the compatibility patches. So if you have certain lands and stuff installed, but we don't have any of these things installed, so we're going to skip them. And same with here. We don't have any of this stuff installed, so we're going to skip it. That's installed. Then we're going to install this one. I don't believe this one has a foam mod. And a foam mod just means more options once you install it. Oh, it does have a foam mod. Okay, so we don't have anything extra installed, so we don't have any reason to tinker with any of this stuff if you've been following along my video. And again, we don't have any grass things installed, so we'll skip that. We don't have any of these things installed, so we'll skip that. And we don't have any of these areas here installed, and this is a lot of stuff, so yeah, we don't have none of this stuff installed, so we'll skip that. Again, skip all that. Again, skip all that. Language, don't touch anything if you're English. Just go to finish. Okay, so now that we have Lux installed, the next one that he suggests is enhanced light for ENB. I don't think this is around anymore. Yeah, so it's gone. It's not needed. It won't really change the look of your game that much. Basically, the options that he's suggesting you use just makes your interiors a little darker. And I actually have enhanced light FX. I still have it. So I'll just install it. But it doesn't do anything much other than just making your interiors darker. See, because you're not really going to mess with none of this stuff. See, darkens interiors a little bit. Other than that, I'm not going to mess with none of this stuff. And I'm not going to mess with none of this stuff. And I mean, this is a patch just to make torches look different. I don't really mess with it. I just leave it as it is. And I believe that's it. Install, enhance volumetric lighting shadows mod for community. Okay, so he also wants us to install. I don't mess with any of the shadow stuff, but I do like this, enhance volumetric lighting. Open that up. What? What are you talking about? Okay, that's strange that the page won't open, but I have it. So EVALS, enhance volumetric lighting. Now, because I can't open up the page for some reason, if there are multiple versions in the download page, just remember you want version 1.3.1 for your version of Skyrim that we're using. I'll try one more time. I'll click on the mod author itself. Users. Click on this. Okay, there we go. Enhanced volumetric lighting. Files. Yeah, so there's only one file here. So yeah, same old thing here. Install or download, install. And we will install, enable. Bam. So that's it. So now we installed quite a few mods. So I don't suggest going any further until you start the game to make sure your game's going to launch properly. So we're going to launch the game, see how it looks. And you'll know right away if the ENB is working because even the title screen will look different. Like the lighting for the title screen will look different. Now, the first time you load up an ENB, depending on your hardware, this could take several minutes before the Skyrim logo pops up. So don't worry, don't freak out if you think your game froze. It's taking a second to compile all the lighting and settings that you've just installed into your game. So just sit back, chill out for a couple minutes. If it's taking too long, don't worry, don't panic. Just give it some time. I've got a pretty powerful PC, and it still takes my computer like a minute or so to get it running. See, it says in the top left corner, ENB compiling shaders. Please wait. Delete E. Oh, here we go. Now, once we get to the Skyrim logo, it should look like the lighting should look different. Yeah, see, look how bright that is. So we now know that the ENB is at least installed and working. We'll start the game up and see what it looks like. And there we go. That looks way better. Way, way better. Way, way, way better. Now, you will have these letterbox lines at the top and the bottom. I'll show you how to remove those. That's not a permanent thing. Let's take a look inside a house here just to see what the interior looks like. See? Just makes the interiors look a little darker, which I find more realistic. And as you can see, Lux is working. You've got your sun rays coming through the roofs here, and if there's like windows with strong enough light coming through, they'll make like little light rays. Now, to get rid of these letterboxes, what you do is you hit Shift and Enter at the same time. Well, Shift and then Enter, and you'll get your ENB window in here. So you can tweak some ENB settings in here if you don't like depth of field. And what depth of field is, if you're looking at an object up close, like let's say I want to look at this piece of meat here. Sometimes it'll make the background blurry just so you can focus your eyes on that. You can turn that off by going here to enable depth of field and turning it off or clicking it on. But to get rid of these letterboxes here, I believe we have to go to ENB effects here, I believe. And it's somewheres in this section, I believe. Enable ULT. Enable. Oh, here we go. Letterbox. Enable letterbox. See? Now they're gone. See? There's a letterbox. Gone. Here. Gone. So here. That's where you go. So if you don't like that letterbox effect, I'll show you one more time which group it's under. It is under ENB effects post pass FX. So come here, scroll down a bit, look for letterbox. I went too far. Letterbox here. And it's gone. Now to save it, just hit here and go to Save Configuration. It might take a sec. Don't worry, your game hasn't froze. It's just doing its thing to save your settings here. So don't freak out. And it's done. And then again, just hold shift and then hit enter, and it'll remove your menu. And now we have the wide menu here. And that's it, guys. That's how you install an ENB. Simple, not hard at all. Um, so next, I think what we'll work on is, we'll probably work on, what do I want to work on next? And what we'll probably do is we'll work more on our character now. So yeah, that's exactly what we'll do. So now we'll work on the physics, the body physics. So as you can see, physics and animations is what we'll work on next. So as you can see, there's really no body physics. There's no kind of movement with the body in motion. So what we'll do is we'll start working on the physics. Okay, so the next part is we're going to be installing a skeleton. We're going to be installing Finis, which is an animation generator program, and also body physics. So first off, we want a skeleton. So my spelling is atrocious. But here we go. Maximum skeleton special is extended. So a skeleton is it adds extra joint movements to the body, so you'll be able to use different animations, because the basic skeletons that we have, which are the pivot points of movement for your character, are limited. There's not very many. So with this, it adds more joints and more pivot parts for your body to move. So when you're downloading custom animations and whatnot, it'll look better. So we'll look at the requirements. Force new idols is a requirement, and that's definitely something we want anyways. So we're going to check this out, and we're going to look at the requirements for this. This mod has no known dependencies. So we're going to click on this. Now, this is the program you need when you install any animations. So whenever you install a new animation, whether it's a new walking animation, maybe a new way you swing your sword, or anything that is an animation mod, you need to generate those animations once they're installed through the program that comes with this. Now, depending on how powerful your PC is, you can pick between how many animations your game can handle before you start crashes. So as you can see, this is the basic one here, and you can hold a decent amount of animations. Then you have your XXL, which allows you to handle 32,000 animations, which sounds like a lot, but it's not really that much. I don't want to explain how the animations work, but 32,000 animations in that description doesn't technically mean 32,000 separate animations. So don't think that's a lot, because it's not really a lot. But there's a bunch. So we want this is the main file, and this is basically the main file as well, but it has more animations you can hold. So you're going to want to download this one. Oh shoot, I already have it. So sorry guys, I already have this, so I don't want to download that. But you want to download that one. So you want to download this, and then you want to go to creatures and download this one. So if you install new animations for all the creatures of Skyrim, you'll have this here patch for the program that it's going to come with, and then your spells. So download again. Depending on how powerful you think your PC is, this is the basic one that's intended for everybody. And then this is the extra large one here for a bit more. And then this is one for even more. So if you've got a really good PC, you can pick this one for more animations. But remember, pick one of these behaviors. So finish behaviors, pick one of these three finish behaviors. Then your creature pack, and then your spells. Once you have those downloaded, force new items. Here we are here. So what we'll do is we will start installing them. So force new items, Skyrim, spells, creatures, behaviors, XXL. So we'll start off with this one. And then we will go to creatures. And then we will go to spells. Now these here, these are finished programs too. These are alternate animation mods, so we'll get into these more later, and I'll show you as an example how you use the finished program to generate these. So we have finish sexy move, which is just a different walking animation for my female character, and this is just a 360 pack. So if any of you guys are familiar with Follow 4, when you're walking with your character and you make your character walk backwards, your character won't actually walk backwards. They'll turn around and face you and walk towards you. You can't do that in Skyrim without that mod. So this mod here will allow you to just have your character turn and walk towards you versus them just backing up. And then this here is just some alternate combat animation mods. But like I said, we'll get into this later. So now we have Finish installed. We now want to install the skeleton, XPMX37, offsite requirements, race menu. I don't know why that's saying it's an offsite when it's not. We have race menu already installed, and we have SKSE 64 installed already. So let's click on this. Special extended and then especially modders resources. So you'll want to install this. So click it, XP32, and download and install XP32 maximum skeleton. Enable, and this is going to give you a foam mod with a whole bunch of options. So physics extensions. Physics extensions. So we'll go with the first one here because we want physics. So we'll go to just leave it at the first option clicked. And then we're using race menu. So we'll keep that race menu part highlighted and click to the next. And weapon and style. So you can change the way your character holds weapons. You can have the weapons go on your back differently, or your bow go on your hip, or any different weapon placements. I don't mess with this stuff, so I just click past it. I don't mess with any of these things. These are just different ways I think you hold your weapon and stuff. I don't mess with that. I don't mess with any of this neither. And I don't mess with none of this. And so here, I might try and make another video, a more in detailed video about Skyrim adult modding. But this race menu option here is for schlongs of Skyrim, which is male genitalia. So if you intend on doing that, going that route, this mod, Schlongs of Skyrim, is an off-site, it's an off-Nexus site mod, so you'll have to get it from a different website. If you've watched my other video, you'll know where to find it. But yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it like that, just in case I do make another video on how to install those mods. And then Deadly Mutilation. I actually have this mod, so I will be using this mod, Deadly Mutilation. Deadly Mutilation is just an alternative animation mod. So when you guys play and you're in combat and you get your killing animation, this adds like mutilation. So like if you If you hit someone with a sword, you may cut their guts out and their guts may pop out. If you're using a frost spell and you kill them using a frost spell, you may get an animation where you freeze the body into blocks and then their body bursts into pieces, frozen pieces, and just random other stuff like that. It's a pretty cool mod. So I recommend it. I recommend daily mutilation. And then compatibility. I don't have Ender all, so we're gonna hit finish. Now, technically, this counts as an animation mod. So now I'm going to show you how to run the finish program to get animations to show up in your game. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this. We're going to hop into our main Skyrim folder. We're going to go to Data. And then we're going to go to, I believe, Tools. Look for Tools. And here we go. So generator finish for modders and generator finish for users. We want generation for users. And you can see here we have this program right here. Generate finish for users. I suggest you create a shortcut for it. So let's go to create shortcut. Where are you at? I don't know why I can't see it. What is wrong with my eyes? Create shortcut. And then I'm just going to take it, the shortcut, and just drag it down here. Hey, why don't you let me do that? Okay, let's put it down here, and then we'll do it. What? Okay, whatever. It's there. So, once you install your animation mods that you like, you will then click on this. Hey, what the heck is this? Wait a minute. That's not what I wanted. Let's open this back up. Tools for users. See, now the program popped. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, so this is the thing you'll get here, this menu. And what you're going to want to do is tick the first two boxes here and then update finished behaviors. So as you can see, 250 animations for 4 mods successfully included. So that's basically the skeletons. And as another example, what I'll do is I will install this alternate walking mod. So we'll install this. And I'll show you where to get that too. And just say confirm for all of this stuff here. It'll ask you to say it's going to delete 4 files. Don't panic. And then a 360 walking patch. Okay, so now that I installed another animation mod, we're going to want to go back to this program and update finished behavior. So you can see it says 258 animations for 4 mods successfully included. Now that I installed another mod, that number should increase from 258 to something else. See, now we're at 423 for 5 mods, so it's installed properly. So what we'll do is we'll jump back in the game and we'll check it out. Continue. Okay, so as you can see, my character doesn't turn around. She just they just back up. Now what you'll do is you'll go to your systems here, go to mod configurations, SkyUI. Now when it comes to this stuff, after you install some mods, sometimes you have to wait a second for the menu to actually read that it's installed. So we'll give it a minute. Sometimes it takes a little while for the menus to pop up in SkyUI. So here you can see MCM registered 2 new mods. So we'll go back to mod configuration. Now we have the XPMX or XPMSE. This is the skeleton mod we just installed. And then the alternate walking mod. So one more time. Again, you see how we just walk backwards. Now once you go into the game and go to here, you have different options for the amount of movement that you'll get. I always pick this one, and then once you pick that one, go all the way back up, hit the 360 patch here, and bam, look. Now we're walking towards the screen. So yeah, now we have an alternative walking mod. And now we're going to work with the physics now. So now we're going to work towards getting physics in the game. Okay, so next we're going to try and get the physics working. So there's going to be a couple mods you're going to need to use for this to work. First off, we're using the Touch by Debella body. So we're going to use the SMP body for it. There's an SMP version for it, but you need the main file for it. So in the description, the search bar here, just type in Touch by Debella SMP. I don't want to go down because, as you can see, if I go further down, there's going to be some images that are not appropriate for YouTube. But we'll go to Files. Actually, Requirements. As you can see, you need body slide. You need HDT, SMP, and Touch by Debella and skeletons. So we have the skeleton installed. We have bodyslide and Office Studios installed. We need this installed, and we already have this installed. So before we do this, we're going to go right here. I already have it loaded up. All you have to do is just type in the search bar HDT-SMP and this mod will pop up. And this is basically the host of where it holds the physics. And just to make sure, HDT SMP physics. So I'm using version 2.11. 2.11. So yep. HTMPS 1.597. HTMPSE 1.597. VR. See, so this is like what I was talking about and why I like using the downgrade patcher. There isn't a doesn't look like there's an anniversary edition for this mod. So that's why I like to use 1.597. So I come here, take the first option, download it and install it. Come here, enable. And just hit confirm. So the HDT SMP is basically the physics for your body movements only. So when you walk, your body will react the way you're walking, but there aren't collisions. And when I say collisions, that means if your arm hits another part of your body, it won't react. But there is another mod for that that we're going to use to add collisions as well. So we have that. So now that that's installed, we'll come back to here to the SMP here. So we now have this installed. We now have this installed, this and this installed. So we're good to go. So we'll go to Files. We'll hit Download. I already have it installed or downloaded. Sorry. So Touch by Debella. So you have this installed. Then you'll install this one on top of it. And we'll get foam mods for it. Ah, crap. Go through it quick. So here you have like the amount of, god dang it. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Again, there we go. Yeah, you have the difference. You guys can check that out and see which option you want. I'm just gonna go with default and close. You can for the close you can download that and it's finished. So now we have now added physics to the touch by the Bella body, but we're not finished yet. So now that we do that, this is for the collisions. CBPC is for the collisions. So we'll go here. Now there's a couple different versions. I'm going to show you guys which ones you want. We want version 1.5.1. So downloads here. Nope, we don't want that one. Nope, we don't want that one. Nope, nope, nope. These are spread over really weird for some reason, I think. There are a lot. Holy smokes. Okay, which version did I have again? 1.5.1. How did I not see that? Because it should show my recent installs. 1.5.2. That's AE. We don't want AE. Oh, here we go. 1.5.1. So this is it here. This is, I think, the one we want. Just double check here. Here we go. This is the one we want right here, guys. Sorry about that. So we want downloaded June, date updated 27th of May 2022, 1:59 p.m. This is the one we want right here, 1.5.1. So hit that. All SSE versions, including 1.63, blah blah blah. But we're not worried about that. Hit that, install it. So we'll go here, and we will install it. And then a full mod will pop up. And we're just going to hit special edition. Don't click VR. And then we want to use, it's going to ask us which version of SKSE we're using. We were using this one right here, 1.597 SKSE version 2.017 to 2.020. But we're using, so just click this one right here. Then select your body shape. We're using Touch by Bella. Then we'll go here and 60 frames per second. I don't have the configuration set up to do 120 frames per second. So just go with the basic 60 frame per second because we're not set up for that yet. And then basically, yeah, this is what it says here. So just pick the magnitude that you want. And then these ones here I don't really mess with, but it's up to you if you want to pick these options here. And then install gravity configuration. So there'll be a little bit of gravity. And finish. So now we have CBPC and SMP installed. Now, that's all we need. We're good. But these two mods they can be taxing on your system depending on how powerful they are or how powerful your PC is. So I have one more solution that will help with performance issues. And what that is this mod right here. It's a CBBE body. It's called, type in the description. It's got some images I don't want shown for YouTube, but go in the search bar and type in CBBE 3BA. CBBE 3BA and click on this one right here and it'll bring you this page. Now what this is an alternative body mod, but this mod comes with a toggle switch and it will allow you to toggle between SMP physics and CBPC collisions physics. Now SMP can be very taxing on your computer. So if you still want physics, but the SMP physics are making your computer lag, you can hit a toggle switch that comes with this mod, and it'll just focus on CBB, the collisions one, which is not as taxing for some reason. I don't know why. So what we'll do is we'll go here. We'll download the main one. Don't worry about any of this stuff. We don't need it because we're not going to be actually using the body itself. We just want the toggle spell that comes with this. So this will download. Hold on a minute. That's the one we want, right? Yeah, 3B. Yeah, that's the one we want. Yeah. Why does it allow me to download it? Oh, it must be a newer version. I don't want the newer version. So yeah. Well, we will. I don't want that. I don't believe. What one? What version was that? Let's just double check here, so I'm not getting you guys mixed up. So 2.47, and I'm using. I don't believe the versions would matter for that. It's a body mod, so I don't think it would matter. But just to stay consistent with the video, let's see, 2.31, and this one is 2. Yeah, so this is a little bit of a newer version. Um, it won't matter. Download it anyways. It's a body mod, so it doesn't really affect the versions that we're using. So download it and install it. So enable. And pre-built body meshes. I don't really worry about these. Base install. It's another amazing body. You can install it. Actually, you know what? I will do that. I'll install these two options. And then here we have I can never say this, CBPC. Pick what you feel your computer can handle. Now here you can go with what you want it to be heavy on, SMP or CBB. I like to do the top one. I like my body to be more focused on CBPC versus SMP. And you can just like click your, you know, stuff here. This stuff's up to you. I'll let you decide what you want to pick here. I just leave it as it is. Um, Same here. I don't really mess with this stuff. I just leave it as it is. But up to you guys. Um, Physics here. I don't really mess with this. It's up to you guys. Extra physics. So if you're using SOS, so long as it's Skyrim, this will just make it so it's floppy. You know what I mean? So just in case I do install this for purposes, for another video, we'll go with that. Oh, God damn it. It's just that last one, you do what you want with that. I'll let you guys explore that one. More folders. I used a few armors for this, so we'll go with that. You don't have to if you don't want to. So now that this is installed, what we just did is we just now replaced our Touch by Debella body with a CBBE 3BA body. So what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to reopen up Bodyslide. But now we're going to want to use the physics bodies for Touch by Debella. So what I do is under, type in under as a short here, and Touch by Debella, vanilla. See, now we have we have like physics for all of the armors and stuff now. So we're going to have to regenerate everything. So we type in that. See, so now we have for the new versions, we have SMP, or CBP bodies, whichever ones you want to use. Um, I don't think it really matters which ones you want. You pick whatever your computer can handle. I just pick SMP, um, and then go here, and then we're going to build. Now, because we installed the SMP files, now we're going to want to switch all those armors we converted to the SMP. So um, I just write touch TB in the search bar and then go to batch build, and it's going to build all the armors again. Dark Disciple, we don't want to worry about that, but we will add it to it because why not? And as you can see, there's a lot of armors. And then go to build, and now you can see we've got a lot of options for um, collisions and stuff now. So CBP, do we have the underwear version here? No, okay, here we go. So we'll click this, CBP vanilla underwear, just so, you know, for YouTube we're not naked. And then from here, you'll just have to go down and tick all the ones that may not be ticked for the physics. So just scroll down, make sure everything's the way it should be. Make sure it either says CBPC or SMP. See, now how you see how you have options here for this outfit has SMP or CBP. You pick which one you want, which one you'll find out what your computer can handle, and then just come back to this and just rebuild them in whatever you want to put them in. I like to use CBP just because it's a little bit more realistic. And then hit OK. Now all of that stuff should be installed. We should now have physics. So let's hop back in the game and check that out and make sure everything worked. Hit continue. Alright, moment of truth, guys. And look at that. We got physics. Whoa. Now one more thing I should have did, actually. Let's quit for a second. Just to show you guys how the CBP works, like the collisions. Let's go to the idle animation here and enable that. So here you get a couple options for idles. This one's the most ridiculous one, number 5. You know, like just stand there and start to do a dance. But I usually use the first one. It's just how I test out if my collisions are working properly or not. So once that's installed, oh, if you get this message here, don't freak out. Don't hit anything yet. It's just saying that because bodyslide is still open. So just close bodyslide and then hit retry. And it's good to go. So because we just added another animation mod, we're going to want to go back to here, and this is still open, so we're just going to want to hit generate again. Let it do its thing. So we now have those installed, and then we'll fire Skyrim back up. Go away, Discord. I keep forgetting to turn that off. Sorry, guys. Now, with the mod we just installed, I believe if you go to your number pad and you hit minus or plus. Okay, so it's the plus. So as you can see at the top left corner, I got an indication saying I switched to SMP. So if this is making your game stutter too much, these physics, just hit plus, and now you're in CBPC mode. And this is like the collisions mode. So let's watch the animation right quick. And as you see, hand goes up, and you can see there's a little bit of movement there. Actually, I don't think that worked the way it was supposed to. Let's try that one more time. A little bit of movement. But again, I didn't pick any extreme settings, so there won't be that much. But if you pick more extreme settings through the full mods that we just went through, you'll get more movement and results for it. I'm just trying not to make this get age restricted on YouTube. But yeah, so that's how we install physics, guys. Congratulations. You now have physics. CBBP, physics. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Physics. So next, I think we might do a bit more advanced um, things like body presets. So we're going to change our character's looks and add more stuff like more hairs, tattoos, and all that other good stuff. So we'll catch you on that part. Alright, so now we're going to go over some more cosmetics. We're going to go over hair mods, tattoo mods, and advanced features for race menu. So for race menu, I'm going to show you guys how to load facial presets and a few other small details. So first we'll start off with hair and tattoos. Let's pull up my thing here. Okay, so um, as you can see, I already got a bunch of tattoo mods that are from um, my previous game. And what we'll do is we'll just pop one of these guys up. Actually, we'll open up the Nexus. Just give me a quick sec here, guys. Nexus. Pull that guy over here. So, OVRLA. So most of the tattoos are under the overlay feature. Just type in overlay and you'll see a bunch of stuff for tattoos. Sun and blah blah blah. So let's see. Let's open up a few of these. Normally these things don't require any requirements other than race menu. So let's see here. Same with this one. Race menu. Um, race menu. Yeah, so mostly these overlays only require a race menu. We already have that installed. And whenever you're downloading them, um, if there's options for like CBBE or UMP, because we have Touch by Debella installed, always go with the CBBE option. If you don't see a Touch by Debella option, pick CBBE, because Touch by Debella is kind of like an offshoot of CBBE, so it'll still be compatible. So just remember that, or you'll get some weird funky lines and tattoos won't match up in certain parts of the body. But yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. Just check out the ones you like and install them, download them, install them. I have them all here, so we're just going to go through the whole list here and just install them as we go. Confirm, enable, 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 enable. So we got a bunch of tattoos installed. Let's check with the hair mods now. Typically, like I said, we just installed one, two, three, well, 5 mods. So actually, what we'll do is we'll launch the game and make sure that we don't have any crashes. So like I said, the last thing you want to do is install like 15, 20 mods and then your game crash, and now you got to try and play the guessing game on which mod is crashing them. So the least amount of mods you install, the less issues you have with. Sorry, I just had a stroke there. The less issues you will have with trying to figure out which mod is causing your crashes. All right, so we'll continue. All right, so to use tattoos, basically, we'll open up the race menu. So show race menu, and then you'll just go all the way to the very back and go to face paint, foot paint, hand paint, and body paint. So here you press A on the first default one, and you can pick your colors, whichever colors you want to use. Let's just go with black because most tattoos are black. Then you'll press Y if you're using a controller, Xbox controller, and it'll give you your list. And here are your tattoos. Some of them can make like dirt. You can see you can get a whole range of different tattoos. And again, you can change the color on the fly. And then you actually have an option for glow. So if you want your tattoos to glow, you can pick the intensity on which you want them to glow, all that good stuff. And depending on the type of ENB you have will dictate how your glow looks, whether your glows will be super duper bright, barely bright, things like that. And again, you just go in there and light things up if you want. And there you go, look. Glowing tattoos if you want your tattoos to glow. There's tons of different options for face, hand, and feet. So yeah, just pick what you like, go crazy, and that's for tattoos. Next, we'll install some hairs. So now we know our game's not crashing from tattoos. So now we'll go and install some hair mods. I also have a whole bunch of hair mods. So these hairs have physics. So we have some physics here, KS here, HD or SMP. We'll chuck that up and see if there's any requirements for it other than HDM or H. You know what I mean, SMP. I just had another stroke here. Sorry, guys. So we look at the files here and requirements. We need HDT skim mesh physics. Get off my screen, fly. And race menus. I don't believe we need this. Okay, yeah. No, we do need this. Yeah. This is what we want. So we already have this installed, so we're good. And we already have race menu installed. And we also have SKSE installed. And all these are mods that require this mod to work. So these are all irrelevant. So if you guys have been following my video step by step, we already have all three of these requirements installed. So we can just go ahead and download the hairs and run them out. Alright, so let me see here. Let me check my other ones here. SSC females. And want to do these are. And this is made by the same mod author, so we won't need any of those neither. Let's just check this guy's stuff out. Here with physics. These are wigs. HDMT skin. So same thing, same requirement, except for we don't need SKSE for this. So we're good to go. We'll run those and install them. Excuse me. And also we'll work on the eyes too. We'll install some eyes as well. So that's installed. That's installed. So wigs optional. Yeah, you can't go wrong with having the wigs too. See how we have different body styles. So we have one that'll actually work better with the Touch by Debella body. So we'll click that because that's what we're using. And then the hair pack for this. So there's our hairs. We'll go with our eyes now. So I got a whole bunch of eye mods. Typically, I don't think I've ever seen eye mods that require anything other than race menu. But we'll take a quick peek at one just in case. But I'm pretty sure the only requirement is race menu for this. Special edition requirements. Oh, it doesn't even have any requirements. But basically, you need race menu to be able to change your eyes. So, yeah. We'll install all these bad boys. And these are a lot of eyes. We're going to get about like 400 or 500 different types of eyes with all these mods. So if you guys want to take just a quick jot at this list here, and if you're interested in downloading them, they're pretty good eyes. Thank you. Alright, so we now have our eyes and our hairs installed. We will launch the game again and see how it runs. Alright, let us continue. Alright, so show race menu. And again, we will don't worry about the face. We're going to load some new faces in later, so this character's plain looking bland face will change. But we'll start off with the eyes. So as you can see, we've got a lot of, holy smokes. So we've got 870 different types of eyes we can use. All kinds of different ones, from really cool spell looking eyes to normal eyes to glowing eyes. Yeah, they can go on forever. Different colors, separate colors. So our eye mods are working. We'll check out the hairs. So as you can see, we have a lot of hairs. We've got 1,010 different hairstyles, and probably maybe 20 or 30 of them are just from Skyrim themselves. So we still got a lot from the mods. And as you can see when I'm switching hairs, if you look at the very right bottom right corner here, you're going to see the name of the hair pack, and you're going to notice that it says SMP. The hairs that say SMPs next to them are the hairs with physics. Now if we go further down the list, now you can see KS Hairdos ESP. Those hairs don't have physics, so they'll be static. They won't move as you move or any of that stuff. Now they don't show up as, they won't show movement while you're in race menu when you're using a hair with physics, but I'll show you guys how they work when we, let me find a nice here. So this here has SMP physics. We already checked out the eyes. Yeah, so quit. See, as you can see, the hairs have physics. Now move. Go up in the air as you jump. All that good stuff. Yeah. So that's it for cosmetics, really. And then next we'll move on to advanced features with race menus, such as loading other players' presets for facial, like for their faces and all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll start with that. Okay, so now we're going to move on to race menu advanced features such as loading other people's characters that they upload to the Nexus. So let's see, IVY, I think that is. Trying to remember here. Actually, I can just, oh wait, there it is. This is one of the, whenever I'm making a character, I find like I like to use this face as my base, and then I'll kind of change the shape of the face from this one. Um, let's see. And the reason that I like using this is because it doesn't have too many like requirements. Um, so let's see. This is I think what he's saying you should have to have this look. But basically I just want the shape of the face. But if you want that exact face, uh, he suggests you get high poly head, which we should have installed already. KS hairdos, which we actually just installed. The eyes of beauties, which I believe is one of the eyes I had. I don't have better female eyebrows. I don't have female makeup suits or expressive. I have this, I just haven't installed it yet. And diamond skin, we already have our own skin texture. So I'm going to show you guys how to take these presets because you have to manually add them to the game, to your Skyrim folder. So what we're going to do is, it says you can do it here. Sometimes you can do it through the mod manager, but not every preset, facial preset gives you the option to do it through mod manager. So since we already know how to download and install things from mod manager, I'm going to show you guys the manual way, just in case you come across a face that you like and they only have the manual file and not mod manager. So the slow download, Ivy loaded up pretty quick. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up our Skyrim folder again. And basically what you can do is just follow the install path folder for folder if you want. So like how we have data here and data here. If you like, you could probably you can just drag and click this if you want and it'll copy it. But I'm going to show you guys just the actual path just to be thorough and just so you guys get an idea of what I'm doing. So data, and we'll click on data in our games, then SKSE, then we'll click on SKSE on our Skyrim folder, and then plugins, on our Skyrim folder, then character gen, and then so there's no character gen. So what the reason there's no character gen folder in our Skyrim folder yet is because we didn't make a preset. Now, when I was just in race menu, if I would have made my own preset and then saved a preset in game, then this character gen folder would have been generated. So if you like, all you have to do is go back and you can basically just drag this into this folder and it'll be installed. So we'll take character gen and we'll stick it in here, and that's it. We basically just installed the preset, but I'm going to show you guys to make sure. So we'll click on character gen, and let's pretend this was already here, character gen, and let's pretend these two files weren't here. And what we would have did was we would have just took these two files here, dragged them over to here, and then we would have clicked on preset, and then preset, and we would have just dragged this file here into the other preset folder. So the character gen is part of the facial morphing part of race menu that you can use to help sculpt the face more. And then the preset is actually just the actual preset where you just click on it and it'll just load your face. So now that we have that installed, let's jump back into the game. Continue. And we'll hit show race menu. Alright, so first off, it said high poly head on there, and we'll go over that in a minute. But when we picked this preset, the IV preset on the Nexus, note that it said high poly head, which means you have to make sure you have high poly installed or you're not going to get the intended look. And you're also going to want to make sure that you have your high poly head on. So right here, if you go to face parts from head, go down to face parts, and as you see, you can switch. It says Skyrim ESM, Dawnguard, female Nord, and then 3. Now we have high poly head. Now notice I'm going to go back. Dawnguard ESM. I'm going to go to number 3 face part, high poly head ESM. Make sure that you have your face on that, and then go all the way back up to the top. So as you can see, the cursor here, or what I have highlighted, make sure you go all the way up, and then you'll be able to start moving your menus again. But you're going to use your trigger buttons if you're using a controller. And we're going to go over to presets, and we're going to load preset. And as you can see, there's our IV preset. We're going to press A to load it, and there's a face. Now, yes, the eyebrows look funny because we're not done yet. So now the face gen folder that we put those 2 files in are now going to be found also in Sculpt. So we're going to move over to Sculpt, and we're going to go to load, or import head, sorry, and you're going to see Ivy. We're going to load that, and we're going to confirm. So this is going to show what mods are required, and you can see we have most of them installed except for virtual head, which isn't a big deal. It's not going to make a difference. And we're going to load it, and look at that. There we go. So much better looking. And that's how you install somebody else's preset. Now, if you want to make your own preset and you want to load it onto the Nexus, it's basically you would just reverse what we just did. So let's say I want to make a character and I want to load it onto the Nexus so other people can use it. So let's go, for example, and do, let's just make like a different weird character. So skin tone. Let's make this skin really red if we want to make like some kind of a demon or something. And then let's go to face paint, body scare, face paint, body paint, and we'll just pick a random tattoo like that, and then let's just pick a random hair like that. And now let's say we want to make this a preset. What we'll do is we'll go over to presets, and instead of going to load preset, we'll go to save preset. So we'll click save preset, then we'll hit the edit button without highlighting anything on here, and that'll allow us to type, and we'll just type in test preset and then accept. So now that's saved. That'll now be saved in our character gen, or our preset folder, sorry. And then sculpt. We'll want to press export head, and the same with here. Just test preset, accept. Then we'll get out of race menu, save it right quick. We'll quit the desktop, and as you can see, already in the folder, we have test preset for our Skyrim folder for our preset, and then for our character face gen, we have test preset here. And all you would do is take some screenshots of your character, upload it onto the Nexus, and then take these files. You'll take you'll take this folder, and these two, or sorry, you'll go to face gen and just make sure that your preset that you just made are the only ones in here. Like you wouldn't want these two in here because you'll just confuse people that download these. So you would delete these 2 IVs and just keep the ones you just made, and then go to your presets and do the same thing. Just keep your preset, delete any other ones you have, upload it to the Nexus, and that's how you would share your preset. And that's pretty much like it for race menu, like advanced. I wouldn't even really call it advanced, but you know, not a lot of people know how to do that. I've gotten a lot of questions on my YouTube channel on how you load presets and whatnot. So now we know how to load a body preset and we know how to load a face preset. Now, what else do I want to move on to? Um, Probably the next thing is probably a little bit of environmental stuff. So like loading grass and different trees and foliage and stuff. So we'll probably move on to that next. Okay, so before we move on to environmental stuff, there is one mod I'd like to show you guys, and it's great for taking screenshots. It's got great lighting for ENBs, and it's mostly where I take a bunch of my screenshots and stuff, and that's called Goma Pro Land. It's an off-site download, so you have to go to the forbidden website, Lover's Lab. Um, and you'll get it here. If you don't have an account, just sign up. It's pretty easy. And Lovers Lab is an adult modding website, but it doesn't just have adult mods. I will tell you, if you've never been on this site before, um, hop on here with an open mind. There's a lot of stuff on here that might freak out the soft-hearted person on here because there's some pretty hardcore stuff on this website. So just a heads up with that. But like I said, this site doesn't just have only adult mods. It has some armor mods. A lot of mod authors that get kicked off of the Nexus come over to here, or they make their own page. But yeah, like I said, come in here with an open mind. You're gonna see a lot of stuff that you might not be into, that might disgust you, or stuff you might be into. But yeah, so this is a great alternative area space with great lighting. Um, so basically, you'll hit download, and you want the most recent version. Going for land. I'm assuming it's this file right here. Yeah, Como for land. Yep. So it's that first option. Hit download. I already have the file itself, um, but for giggles and all that, we'll download it again. And then again, like I said, you guys will have to manually add it to your Skyrim, your Nexus or your Nexus mod manager. So remember, take your file after you've saved it and put it in your non-Nexus folder or whatever folder you want to call it. And then you're gonna hop onto here. You're gonna go hit that, and then yeah. Let's see here, desktop, desktop, desktop. Actually, it'll be easier to just do it like this. And then G-O-P-R-O. What? Where is it at? Come on, cut it out. Hold on, guys. Now the game wants to be silly. Um, I've got a lot of files. Why can't I just search it up? Here we go. So Goma Pro Land, desktop non-SK. Yeah, hit that, and now it's going to install itself. Enable. And now that this land's installed, now we'll start doing some stuff like I don't go too crazy with the environmental mods. I don't like going too crazy. I kind of just like to keep the summer look. So I like to make the trees bigger. So simply bigger trees. So what this mod will do is just make the trees bigger in the game. And I find that the trees are really tiny um, in Skyrim. So the trees are bigger. It makes the game look like more of like a fantasy world. Let's see here. Where is it at? It's not showing up here for some reason. Let's just go to games, Skyrim. Just type it in. Simply bigger trees. So as you can see, it just makes the trees really tall. And it just changes the aesthetic of the forest and how the forest actually looks. You can see, like, look at that. Look at the difference. It just makes the game look so much more nicer. Let's check its mod requirements. I don't think it has any mod requirements. Yep, doesn't have any. So we'll install that. And then grass. I like to have grass fields. Realistic grass fields 2K. Click on the mod author's name. Oh, geez, she's got all kinds of friggin'. I remember the old Nexus used to let me go right to that actual page. Grass fields 2K. What? Okay, here we go right here. Grass field. So basically what this will do is just change the landscape to different types of grass. Now I will tell you right now, these types of mods for grass can be taxing on your game if you don't have a powerful rig, but they come with options for like less grass or more grass, so you can try to pick the option that will make your rig run the best. And I don't believe it has any requirements. Nope, no requirements. So we'll load this bad boy up. Enabled. And alright, let's launch the game. And this changes a lot of the landscape, so this is something I'll only install a few mods and then check out to make sure it's still working. And we'll also check out that Gomo Pro land too while we're here. So the game fired up, right? That's the terrible. This chest is so big. It does not need to be that big. Breast size. Let's drastically reduce those. They definitely don't need to be that big. And now, mind you, I know with the touch by the Bella body, it can have like a lot of muscle that can turn a lot of people off. There are skin normal map overlays that will change that to make your character look more soft or more muscular if you want. So you can still keep that character and not have so much muscle if that's what you want. And there's Gone Pro Land. Oh, what? Did we just crash? Uh-oh, that's not good. Let's see what's going on here. We crashed trying. I don't know if we crashed trying to fast travel to it itself. That was weird. We'll troubleshoot while we're here. is TMM1. Open up all the map areas. See if we can fast travel near it. Oh, that was odd. So for some reason it crashed when we tried to fast travel to it. Where is the entrance at? I don't know why they made the entrance so weird. It's just like a trap door somewheres. Trying to remember where it's at now though. Where are you hiding at, trap door? Saying it's straight ahead a little bit. Oh, here we go. Open. It's like a wooden... Yeah, here it is. Huh. It was weird that it crashed when we tried to fast travel to it. But here we are, Gomo Pro Land. This is where I like to do a lot of my screenshots, and where I take a lot of my tutorial videos is here, just because the lighting and stuff for the rooms and stuff are so nice. It's like you can really get a good look at like just how nice the skin actually looks with these type of the type of lighting that's in this game or in this room. Um, so is that. Um, yeah, simply bigger trees. Another thing we will download too is I have a lot of people ask me how I get my skin so shiny. Like you see a lot of people with glossy skin or wet, like sweaty looking skin, and that's from a mod called Wet Function Redux, I believe it's called. So let's try and find that. That's another site on Lover's Lab. No, that's not it. Wet Function Redux. Wet Function Redux. Let's Google search that. Wet Function. Oh, is this on the Nexus now? Do they have it on the Nexus? Oh, they do. Wow. Wet Function Redux. I see. Okay. So now they have it on here. It used to only be on Lover's Lab, but now it's here. So guess what? I'll be downloading it. Make sure you main file. Make sure you install all the mod requirements. Okay, let's check the mod requirements. Okay, so this is something we don't have installed, and this is something we will want to install. So this is for like a lot of script heavy mods, I believe it is. You need to install the AE version. It does not matter. Okay, so it looks like okay, so they do have a version for 1.597. SE, GOG, HyperX GOG. Oh wow, he's got one for the pirated version. Okay, so we'll download this. Remember, it's the 1.597 version. You already downloaded. Oh yeah, I already have this. I already downloaded. Duh. PAPY. PAPY. Just make sure I'm installing the right one. Script utility function. Okay. There is an extender, and I won't install that until I need to just so I don't confuse any of you guys about what that one's for. So now that we have that installed, we will go back to this place here, and then we will go over to Files, and we will download it. So Race Menu, SkyUI, SKSE, and we already have those three installed already, and we just installed this one now. So we'll hit download, slow download because we're cheap. Install, enable. So that, and then Protus. Project Protus is another mod I like to use. It's like a utility mod. It lets you like just change weather and stuff. But there is an updated version. It got taken over by someone else. This mod has been replaced by Protus. So let's go with this one now. Let's see what the mod requirements are. Access requirements. God damn, what? J containers, framework, relationship dial or hog, highly recommended. Okay, so we have highly recommended and required. So let's see here. This is definitely a mod worth having. I'll tell you that right now. This is a mod I've shown on my other web pages on how to make your own character. With this mod, you can make a character in Skyrim. And then you can start a new save file, and you can actually import that other character into your game as a follower with all their levels, all their equipment, all their spells, all their weapons. So this is a really good mod to have. But you can also do other stuff. You can change stats on weapons. You can do all kinds of stuff with this mod. So this is highly recommended. So we'll grab all of these required ones. We already have race menu. Relationship on. We already have that, and I don't know if we have UI extension installed. I can't remember anymore, so let's check that out right quick. UI. Yep, we have UI extensions installed. So let's skip UI extensions. So basically, we're just going to need these three mods: J containers, follower. I don't remember having to use this. What is this? Oh, okay. So this just lets you have more than or two followers. So I don't think this one is really required, but it's nice to have. So I'm actually going to download that for myself as well. All right, so J containers. We have different versions, as you can see. Skyrim VR. Let's see here, SKSE. I actually have this already on my Nexus, so I'll get us the proper ones. But J containers right here. The last J container was released before AE. So this is the one you're going to want to download. I already have it on here. So J, don't I? Yeah, J containers, SE, 4113. Let's just double check here. 411, yep. So it's the same version. So install that guy. Just check out the mod requirements before we do anything. Requirements. SKSE, so we already have SKSE installed. So let's go ahead and install this guy. That's installed. We can close that tab. And then this one, let's see what requirements it needs. Fusroto, Piperus, mod scripting utility, SkyUI, spell pack, item distributor, unofficial Skyrim specific. I don't use this. So you know what? I'm not even gonna worry about this right now. I'm pretty sure we're not going to need this, and we'll find out myself when I do this video and I try to load up the game. But I'm pretty sure we don't need this. So we'll put that on the back burner for now. And I know we'll need this. Supports 1.597, supports AE, so there we go. Piper's extender. Now remember how I was saying here? How I won't install it until we need it? Now we need it. 561, and I'm using 510. So let's check that out real quick. So 510 is right here. This is the one we know will work. This also said it supports 1.597. Well, we also know that this one here will work. So that's the one I'm going to run with. If you guys want to use this one, you go ahead and do that. Enable. Skyrim 1.597 Special Edition. Finish. Okay, now let's install Protus. Main file, Protus VR. We're not using VR. Download. Slow download. Install. Ooh, vampires, werewolves. We don't have anything here. Elemental. Apocalypse Magic. Arcanium. So these are actually magic mods I will be installing later. And I'll show you guys real quick. I don't have them installed, but the magic mods I highly recommend are Apocalypse Magic, Arcanium, Colorful Magic, and I think that's all of them that's on this list. But I highly recommend those three mods. Those three mods alone will add like over 1,000 custom magic spells. So if you're into magic, highly recommend you download those three magic mods. And we'll hit finish. Once I install the game, those three mods, I'll go back, reinstall this mod, and do the patches there. Enable. Ooh, almost dropped my controller. Alright, let's launch the game. Okay, so now we're back here. So we're going to have to wait a sec for the MCM menu to load some more stuff. So just give it a sec. Project Protus has been installed. So let's check out that while we're waiting. I think it's a power, I believe. Or is it a MCM menu? Oh, Protus. Yeah, so it is an MCM menu now. General. Create explosion, non-appearance change, spawns, have perks. Create race menu backup saves. Enable Protus alternate death system. So this is kind of different. So it's going by hotkeys, I guess. Save character, switch characters, summon existing character, load appearance, player cheat menu, R2. R2. What is all these R2s? Protus wheel. That's odd. I kind of like Project Protus better because it gave you the powers instead of hotkeys, but it is what it is. We'll check it out later. Or I'll let you guys fool around with that if you want, but we want to look at wet function redux. Oh, Protus wheel. Never mind. We got the power. So Protus wheel. Here we go. So you can see all the stuff you want to deal with right here. Player. So like, see, save character, spawn hostile character, summon character. So you can save your character with all its presets and stuff. I won't go too in depth with this because I already have a video on it itself. If you guys want to go take a look at that. But now we want to talk about the wet function redux and how to make your character have glossy or wet looking skin. So we will go to wet function redux. And here we'll have our list of stuff here. So we'll go down to target, and then we will select our character. And here is where you can change the wetness look of the skin or the glossiness. Let's go to visuals and just highlight these. So we want to show up for hands, bodies, feet, head. We can force the values, but we're just going to do it here. So let's say you want your character to look really wet. Hit that. Then go to start effect. Just wait a second. See? And now we look kind of wet. Let's see here. Is it TCL? No. What's the TLC, is it? No. TLC. I think it's TCL. What is the free cam thing again? TFC? There we go. So you can see the skin looks wetter. And then if we go into here, we can change it to the glossiness look. So target and glossiness, we can shoot it all the way up if you want. And now the skin looks glossy. And that's pretty much the basics of the game, guys. Other than that, the rest is up to you guys. The world's your oyster. And go crazy with it. I've shown you guys how to load ENBs, how to install SKSE, how to mess with race menu and load presets, how to load body presets, how to use bodyslide outfit studios. Geez, there's a couple other things I've shown in here too. I can't really remember now. How to adjust clothing, and just a few highly recommended mods. And that's it, guys. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else that would be like guide oriented. Everything else that I'm going to do for the rest of my game is just going to be like just downloading my armor or installing my armor and clothing again, and just installing like magic mods and stuff. So basically I showed you guys how to change the visuals to make your game look a lot better. And yeah, like I said at the intro of this video, every single topic that I spoke about I will also have broken into their own video itself. So if you guys just happen to skip ahead this whole video and gone right to the end and you're hearing me now, I've broken up every single section to its own video as well. So if you don't want to follow along with mine and you just want, maybe you have questions about Body Slide Studio or other things, you have an individual video to watch versus watching, however long this video is, like maybe 2 hours long. And I hope this helped out, guys, and just leave comments down below if you have any questions or if you've got any videos in mind that you'd want me to try and make or guides for anything else. And thanks for watching. If you guys watched this whole video, I know it was a long one, and I appreciate y'all, and have a good one.